All right, what's up? I've been in a little bit of a rut. Like, I don't like when people use the word depression like as a they're just feeling down for them, but it's like depression kind of kicked in maybe a little bit. I don't know. I'd take a couple weeks off of training, so that didn't help either. But today I got some gas station chicken strips and some potato wedges. They call them JoJo's. And the most important part, the part that I think changed everything, a big old Mountain Dew. And gosh, I feel good now. Like, I'm ready to freaking train. Holy crap, Wayne, you're gonna be so tired trying to keep up with me in December. Anyways, this video is about to be about, we're gonna talk about UFC 310, shavkat, rakhmonov. If I said it wrong, I don't care. Versus Garry. Now, a couple things to go over. Shavkat is the #1 contender. Shak was going to fight Bahal Muhammad for the title, but Bahal, his toe turned into a pit of hell, and he's getting a surgery, and the fight got canceled. Bahal couldn't compete. Now, there's an interesting aspect we need to give credit to Shavkat for, and that's if he loses this fight, he is not going to get, well, I don't want to say it like that. He had a shot for the belt. He could totally sit and wait, but he's not. There is the opportunity when you sit and wait that you get passed up, but he is taking on another contender who depends on how a couple different things play out, but if whoever wins this is probably the #1 contender. I understand Leon Edwards is still in that mix somewhere probably. There's probably a couple other names we could throw around, but you got to give respect to Shak for taking this fight when he's going down in the ladder. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was about to fight for the belt and he just replaced it. Part of why, and I just learned this about 5 minutes ago as I was eating, I was listening to Ariel, and Ariel was saying, I guess he had a whole spill going on and I missed the first part, but he's talking about a fighters fight for money. It's not for the belts and this and that. And that's why I think her name is Dakota, the girl that did really, really well in PFL this past weekend, has no intention of coming to the UFC because the money's right in PFL for her right now. And he talked in the Shock, and it's like, I guess he came over to America for his training camp. And then halfway through the camp, he finds out the fight's canceled. So it's like, man, I've already spent all this money. I still want to fight. I need to make some money. I don't know his financial situation, but that does make a lot of sense. Something I haven't heard anyone talk about, not saying anyone isn't talking about it, but Shak also hasn't fought in a year. His last fight was like December 14th of last year against Wonder Boy. And that may play an issue where Ian has fought twice this year. And I don't know how many times he fought last year, but he fought twice this year. And that's a great segue into my next point, point of interest about this fight. So when I first saw Ian, and I don't remember the fight it was against, it might against, who was that? Alex. It's not Alex Pierre, it's Alex, and they got the last name of a really popular fighter, but they're not connected. Anyways, I was impressed. I was like, yo, this kid might be able to strike. This kid might be able to strike. And then as I started following him more, and I'm doing that a little bit with like someone like Carlos Prates right now, except Ian let me down. Ian's whole style just fucking changed. About 2 or 3 fights ago, he quit swinging and banging. He quit throwing. He started playing the game in the sense of win this moment, win this moment, win this moment, win this moment, win this round. Instead of damage this opponent so he has no opportunity to win. There's arguments there for either thing. You know, I'm just saying that's what I see when I look at him. Ian looks a lot like how Colby Covington looks when Colby left his team in Florida. So Colby fought Kamaru Usman the first time and he won, but they robbed him and they called it off in the last like 10 seconds and they shouldn't have. Man, Colby, imagine the world, how different it would be. And then Usman goes on this huge run. Well, because of Colby and Jorge getting into it, Colby changes gyms. That second fight with Usman, Colby's volume's not there. His striking range is not the same, and it hasn't been the same since. Even when he beat Tyrone Woodley after that, he he doesn't look the same anymore. He doesn't look like that volume striker, continuous pressure. He looks like he's coming in for a 1 and a 2 and jumping out. That's what it looks like. That's what I feel like I'm seeing with Ian now. Or I'm seeing him come in and grab people when he can't get the striking going instead of just continuing to find the spot. Got off on a little tangent. Anyways, these two guys have fought the same people. Rakhmonov's last one was Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. But prior to that, he fought Jeff Neal and Neil Magny. That's the same two fighters Ian has fought. He fought Jeff Neal and Neil Magny. I need to go watch these again so I don't say anything wrong. But I know Rakhmonov won his by submission. And he's not a grappler. He's not like, he's going to come out and beat the tar out of you, and then when he gets on top of you in the ground and pound, if he sees a submission, he's going to wrap it up. But he's not going to seek out grappling, and I don't see him seek it out against Ian. But he was able to finish the fighters where Ian was not. So I think that's something to point to. I meant to say at the beginning of this video, I'm not sure who I'm picking, but I feel like as I go over everything and speak it out loud, by the end of the video, I'd come to a conclusion, and I think I am coming to that conclusion. But there's one other thing in their styles that's different. And that's Rakhmonov fights what I would say is like Justin Gaethje or Michael Chandler. And what I mean by that is when they're striking, they take damage. And they just accept that they are going to take damage. And I guess for some people it works, but Ian is not like that. If Ian starts taking damage, back when I really liked his striking, he would cut an angle or he'd change levels, like he would manipulate the situation and keep striking. Now he's just backing out. He's backing out and creating space. If he's cutting an angle, he's cutting an angle and getting away. He's not really standing in there and counter fighting anymore. And with Ian not having just a vicious power in his strikes, I don't know if he's going to be able to do much with Rakhmonov, to be honest with you. Like, the way I can see Ian winning this is if Ian controls the fight more by using his clinch and using his grappling that I'm not really sure of. Ian's got crazy good accuracy and precision when he gets to going. So there is the chance when Rakhmonov is in there and just keeps fighting and just won't back away when Ian lands a clean shot, he could bring the best out of Ian with that. I also see Rakhmonov overwhelming Ian a lot. I see Rakhmonov overwhelming Ian a lot. I think that's who I'm going to take as the pick, is I'm going to take Rock. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I think the fight's going to suck. From an entertainment standpoint, I really do think it's going to suck. Ian might be able to kind of fight like how Max does and just keep space and win by points and tagging and way more strikes landed. But I don't see Ian doing more damage to Shavkat Rakhmonov at all. I just don't see it. I don't see it anywhere. I can see him winning moments and using those moments to put together a win of a round. But when the rawness of a fight of who's going to do damage to who, I just don't see Ian doing that. I don't see him doing a lot of damage. And I could be wrong. But yeah, that's my video today. I'm going to try to get back to doing these videos. I got to get back to working on stuff I like. So yeah, hope y'all enjoy. Shout out to man, I've mentioned this guy in like 10 different videos, but I don't know if any of them ever made it to upload. But it's either Stefan or Steven Keeney out of New York. The dude's got a dope channel. He's really smart with his boxing. He's really detailed. Like, hopefully this month I'll actually do a couple of his workouts and all of that. But shout out to that dude. My one dude that'll comment. And I don't know. That's all I got right now. Y'all have a good one.